So you'll be able to see for the closing reason report, this is going to give you a donut chart along with a bar chart. So the donut chart is going to show you for consumers where there has been a closing report, and this is filtered by closing date. So you are able to filter to different closing fiscal years by using this drop-down section. Again, team and primary staff are always an option for filtering, so you have those that capability. So for consumer satisfaction, this is being pulled off of the closing report and the satisfaction where it is noted as not discussed, satisfied, not satisfied, or other. So you have the ability through that closing report, this is bringing you all of that information. So this is going to show you the close date for consumers. Again, this is going to show information in your dashboard itself, but to protect information, we're making sure to block these out. So you'll have consumer ID fields, consumer fields, close dates, closing reasons, any notes that there might be for that closing reason, specifically like for other, along with what was actually marked as satisfaction for those contacts. Additional information is on there along with some document dates if you scroll over to the right. But again, this is going to break down the consumer satisfaction for each of your consumers along with an aggregate number for your overall team. You are also able to see the consumer count by closing reason. So we wanted to be able to show you, and if you hover over this in the live version, you're able to see the number of consumers that goes into this percentage. So you're able to see for your team, what is the percentage breakdown in this fiscal year? So again, if you're filtered to a specific year, that is going to change these charts. So the consumer count by close reason is going to give you the percentage of the consumers for your team where each of these was selected. So whether or not they dropped out of treatment, treatment completed, whatever was selected in that closing reason, this aggregates that information for you. In terms of filtering, we've went through that, but I do also want to mention, just as a separate piece of information, this report only captures consumers who were assigned to a team when they were closed. So if consumers were not assigned to a team prior to closing, their team assignment is not going to, what that means is they're going to be coming up under a blank team. So because teams are a new concept, and in terms of having that in the EMR, we have a lot of consumers that are blank. So if you don't see a consumer who you might have closed prior to 6/1, for example, around the time when teams are starting to be established, they are not going to be coming up on this closing report. So please just do note that for your teams, fiscal years prior, for if you do selection of the close date, fiscal years prior to 2022 are going to be somewhat limited in the information that you have, because again, consumers were not assigned to teams until around June or July, if I'm not mistaken.